Hello everyone, welcome again to another Narc Survivor live video. As you can see, I'm out here at the park, just come for a walk before I go and have my dinner. And I've done a few videos on this topic already, but I'd like to get into it a little bit deeper in this one. Because yes, I understand that many of you've been involved with these narcissists, these toxic people who they manipulated you, they deceived you, they sold you a dream, made you believe that they were someone or about something, and the reality is that they were not. And yes, they were already aware of that. They knew that from the beginning, before they even met you. They knew that they could never be who you wanted them to be. They could never give to you what you wanted them to give to you. Which of course, as we know, yes, it's a relationship, a family, a marriage, children, something sustainable, something long-term. They made you believe that they were about that. They made you believe that they could give that to you. But they couldn't give you that. Instead, they just strung you along, making you believe that they were about that for real. They lied to you. They future faked. And in the end, you got nothing. You didn't get anything out of it, but you gave a lot. You gave your time, energy, effort, maybe even your money. And of course, yes, you could have spent that time doing something else, which would have been a lot more profitable. It would have provided a lot more value to you. But instead, you ended up with someone who was taking your value away from you. They stripped all of that away and left you with nothing. And it makes you believe that you are nothing, you don't have anything, when actually you had a lot. The problem is that they took it from you. And yeah, they had to do that because narcissists, they're always running from something. They're always trying to escape from their unpleasant situation and fate. They're always trying to get away from that. And by doing that, they typically end up in situations that are unfavorable for them, where they end up draining you, the person who they clearly needed. That is why they targeted you. So don't get confused about that. I know a lot of you start to think that they took it all away from you. Now that means that you're nothing. But you've got to think about that again, because it doesn't make any sense. If you had nothing to give, I mean, you clearly had something to give. That's why they were there. That's why they took it from you. But yes, sadly, that is the reality of dealing with a narcissist. By the end of it, you will think that you are nothing, that you don't have anything, because they have nothing to give to you other than manipulation. I've said it before, that's the only thing that they can give is an illusion. Because the false character, what you see from them, that is all completely fake. That isn't even real. And yet a lot of you stay holding on, expecting something to be different, expecting something to change, but the same thing's just going to happen over and over again. It looks good in the beginning. It's only a matter of time until they rip off their mask and show you exactly who they really are. And yet, sadly, and they play on this as well, you will still remember that false character, and that will leave you holding on, that will leave you expecting something more, because you know exactly what you put out. You know that what you had was good, and it was good. That's why they were there. They weren't there for nothing. But they already knew that they didn't belong around you, because you are very special. You are an incredible person. And they don't want you to think of yourself like that. They don't want you to think of anyone like that. Because that just causes the false reality to crumble. And then they have to accept that, yes, something is seriously wrong with them. But I know what it's like. Yes, I have been through it myself. I have been tricked, manipulated, led to believe something that was not true. Yes, I had to go through that as well. But it made me stronger. It made me a better person, to where I am now able to identify these types of personalities almost immediately. And by now for you it should be pretty obvious what you were or are dealing with. Because they're so quick, they've always got their hands out with you. But then when it comes to you, and you expect them to reciprocate back to you, they won't do it. And actually, believe it or not, they can't do it. They can only fool you. And if they can't fool you, then they're going to go and fool someone else. And it typically turns into a shared fantasy, where both people are delusional. They believe that it's real, but it's not, because it's not coming from their core. It lacks authenticity. Their motive is to take something from you, which means that by default it can never be real. I'm just coming back to the car now. I know it is very noisy out here, I'm sorry about that. It should be a bit quieter in here. I want to make sure that it is, because yes, this message is very important. Those of you who have been tricked, you have been manipulated, lied to, cheated by these narcissists. They robbed you. They robbed you of everything. They robbed you of your identity, of your sense of self. They controlled you. They impacted your ability to make your own free choices and decisions. Yes, they did all of these things to you, and it affected you. And yet, some of you, yes, you may feel like it's unfair. Everything you went through. They got one over on you again, and they just ran off. They rode off into the sunset. Looks like they just got away with it. But I can tell you, the narcissist is already getting their karma. And you should know that better than anyone. Because just remember what you had to go through with them. Remember how they treated you. Remember how miserable they were. They always felt compelled to start these arguments. And that was coming from within them. That was the result, the effect of their emotions. So how can someone like that move on and be happy? They can't. And just remember everything you did for them. You were there for them. You probably cared about them more than anyone in their entire life. And they disregarded you. They took it for granted. They treated you with contempt. And do you really think anyone else is going to go and do that for them? Of course, they won't do that. And yet they will ride off into the sunset and make this big show. They will flaunt it, they will put it on display as though the exact opposite is true. As though they're happy now, they've moved on, everything is good. And when someone really goes out of their way to do that, that is how you should know that it isn't real. Because when it is real, when it's natural, it plays out naturally. You don't have to make a big display about it. Which is why it tends to be that the victims, the real victims, they don't even want revenge. They just want to be left alone. Because they realize that yes, they can be happy, they can find peace on their own. But narcissists, no, they cannot do that. They need people. They are addicted to people. And with or without them, yes, they are very miserable. They are miserable right now. Doesn't matter what you're seeing on social media. I don't care about all these stupid pictures and videos. That is not real. You know what was real with them. You saw it. Remember how they treated you. That is who they really are. They are messed up in the head. They would have to be to treat you like that. Someone who cared about them. Someone who was good to them. I mean, there has to be something seriously wrong. Because I don't know about you, but when I see someone who is so innocent, naive, vulnerable, I just want to take care of them and protect them. I could never imagine wanting to hurt them. But that's exactly what narcissists do. And that is how you should know that, yes, something is seriously wrong with them. Many of them even have psychopathic traits. And the reason why, as we know, yes, it's because they never had their emotional needs met when they were children. And that's why they grow up and they become so emotionally immature. They're very childish. They engage in all these outlandish acts and behaviors intended to harm you and intended to make you think that they can do all of these things and get away with it. Like they're trying to promote that evil and immoral acts are right and correct, when that is just not true. I know from my own experience that doing the right thing, nothing has brought me more happiness in my entire life. When you know that you are bringing value to people, you are helping people, nothing has made me happier than that. Which is why, of course, yes, that is what I advise you to do. But don't do it for the wrong people. People who will just take advantage of you. Don't do it for narcissists. Because yes, it is all an act, it is all a game. They do not care about love. They don't even know what love is. No one ever loved them in their entire life. So what makes you think that they're going to start loving you now? That is never going to happen. They are never going to change, because you need to at least have an image of love, a vision of love in your childhood, of what real, actual love is, which is in fact seeing someone as your equal, recognizing and appreciating who they are as a person, even if their values and beliefs do not completely align with yours. Because love is about acceptance. It's not about trying to change or control another person to suit your needs. And that, it's something a narcissist will never get to experience. They will never get to experience that with you. And they will never get to experience that with someone else. I can assure you of that. And again, yes, that is their karma. What typically tends to happen is they had it very good with you. They misled a lot of you. And they settled for the crumbs. They could have had the entire loaf. But they settled for just a little bit, because they had to manipulate you to get there in the first place. And they already knew that it wasn't going to last for long. Of course, they knew that it's not going to end well, something that started out as a game, because at some point you were going to catch on, you're going to realize what you were dealing with, and then you were going to get rid of them. And as we know, they do have a fear of rejection and abandonment. They do fear being exposed. So they have to beat you to the punch. They have to get rid of you first. Because that is the last thing that they want to happen, is for the target to discard them. They want everything to go according to their plans, on their terms, on their conditions. They don't want you to have that control over them, to where you can discard them. Which is why they lie, they future fake. They make you believe that at some point in the future you're going to get something out of it, if you just hold on, if you just keep giving to them. But that's never going to happen, because anything that you give, it just falls into this void. It disappears without a trace, and you will never see it again. And at some point, you really got to think to yourself, how can you even expect anything from them? Remember when you first met them, they couldn't even take care of themselves. And I don't just mean financially, I mean emotionally as well. And if a person cannot even take care of their own emotions, they can't even practice discipline or self-control, how are they supposed to take care of you? They can't. A person needs to be in control of themselves emotionally before they can then attend to you and your emotions. And a person who can do that, yes, that makes them a very powerful person, because they can uplift you, they can inspire you, they can do all these things for you. But of course, yes, you do need to get to yourself to the point where you can take care of your own emotions, where you can regulate yourself. Because yes, of course, that is how these individuals get in. They play on your emotions, on your insecurities. So you need to be emotionally strong. You need to hold yourself together by recognizing that no one outside of you can complete you. Everything you need, all of these positive emotions, peace, joy, love, happiness, that is all an inside job. It all comes from within, which is why self-love is your greatest defense against any narcissist, which is why they have to target your self-esteem before they can even get around you. Otherwise, you're just not going to want anything to do with them, because you're going to recognize they're not bringing genuine love. They have no love for themselves, so they have no love for you. But yes, you don't have to worry about karma, because they will be getting it. They will be getting their karma. I can assure you that they are already getting it right now. And part of their karma is that they lost you. They lost this amazing, wonderful person. Because I can tell you that there aren't many people out there like you. People who do have love to give. People who want nothing more and to see this other person happy. There aren't many people out there like that in the world today. But they had you, and they took you for granted. But then at the same time, there wasn't really much that they could do, because it was all an act to begin with. It was all manipulation. They couldn't give you something real. You gave that to yourself when you were around them. It was this illusion where you thought you were gaining something of value in the beginning, in the love bombing. But all that actually happened is you gave yourself permission to feel love and happiness. That is all that actually happened. Because they reflected back your own virtues and ideals to you. So you fell in love with yourself. And just imagine that for a moment. If you could find someone like yourself, someone who loves the way that you love, someone who will care about you the way that you cared about the narcissist. Just take a moment to imagine that in your mind right now. Because the mind doesn't actually know the difference between what's in your imagination and what is happening in reality. So imagine that. And that will make it that much easier for you to distance yourself from the narcissist, because you should already know you're never going to get that from them. They can't be vulnerable. They're very egotistical. So they put up a wall, and no one will ever get through that. Even myself, I've got over 5 years of experience of making these videos, over 5 years of research. If you put a narcissist in front of me, I could not get them to be vulnerable. It wouldn't work. You cannot break through their ego. All they want to do is take from you. They don't want to protect or preserve you. That is not on their agenda. They do not want to uplift you. If they did that, that would actually be a threat to them. By doing anything that allows you to give permission to yourself to feel something, that would only reflect badly on them, and you would instantly realize that yes, they are in fact fake, which is what will happen if you do raise your vibration. The only time you ever think that it's real, that you are susceptible to the manipulation, and you feel like taking them back, giving them another chance, that is when you're in a low vibration. When you're in a high vibration, you don't need them, because then you're aware, you realize that they are not real. But you were definitely very real. And they saw that. That is why they targeted you. It wasn't something that just happened by chance. They saw your light, and they are very dark. They don't have these emotions like you do. These intense, positive emotions, this enthusiasm, this vulnerability, which is why they don't respect it in you. They see it as something for them to exploit. If they had that of their own, then they would desire to protect and preserve it in you, because they would realize that yes, that does have value, but it has no value to them. It's just something that they want to destroy, because it reminds them that they're not real. But yes, don't worry. I know you've been through a lot with this narcissist, and they won't just get away with it. They are getting their karma right now. And they lost you. You're an amazing person. And I know that already because you're watching my videos. You're trying to learn more. You're trying to be a better person yourself. As for the narcissist, it's very unlikely that they will find another person like you again. That grade A source of supply. A person who genuinely loved and cared for them. It's very unlikely that they will have that again. Because typically like attracts like. And they were nothing like you. So all they're going to attract is someone like themselves. Someone who is bad. Someone who manipulates and deceives. Someone who lies to them and sells them a dream. And there's not going to be anything like how they had it with you. They're not going to get to experience that again. Yes, they will have to settle for less. Yes, it's not going to be a positive experience for them. And that is something that they're going to have to deal with. Because at some point they're going to realize that they can't come back to you. They're going to have to accept that they have no business dealing with you. Because I can tell you that you are far better than that. You are deserving of far greater things. You are deserving of real love. Someone who actually cares about you. Someone who isn't messed up in the head to where all they want to do is hurt, use, and destroy you. You deserve far more than that. And that is the narcissist karma. They're not going to get it like that again with you or with anyone else. Because people are becoming more aware. They're starting to realize what is going on. And they're not going to be tricked so easily. And the reality is that, yes, we do have to take responsibility. Because something happened to us to where we were susceptible to their manipulation. If we have self-love, then we will not fall into the arms of these predators. Because these predators are only looking to use and destroy. They're not looking to do anything positive or anything good. Well, that is exactly what we are looking to do. Yes, we do want to uplift people. We do want to protect and preserve their innocence as we do for our own. Because yes, we must accept as well that we were naive. We lacked wisdom, knowledge, and experience, and that is what exposed us to these predators. Because they can't get one over on someone who knows exactly what is going on. That's not going to work then. A self-made is saying there in the live chat, yes, it's about give and take. But they don't want to give and take with you or with anyone. They want to take and then they want to run off, use you up, and then find someone else. And a lot of times it's because they have nothing to give. Nothing that you want, at least. All they can do is manipulate you, deceive you. And in the end, they will shame you. They will make you believe that you don't even deserve anything. You don't deserve their love, their kindness, their respect. Which in fact are three things that they don't have to give anyway. That was an illusion as well. If someone has that to give, you will see it. They will show you it, whether they want to or not. You will see it, it will be there. Because that is not something that you can hide. Even though at times you may want to. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. People like us, we wear our hearts on our sleeves. And yes, that does make us susceptible a lot of times. Susceptible to being hurt and betrayed. But when you think about it, we shouldn't want it any other way. Because I don't know about you, but I'd rather that. I'd rather feel the pain of being hurt, mistreated and betrayed, than to be emotionally dead. Because that's exactly how they are. They don't feel anything. If they felt anything, they would have felt something for you. They would have had some empathy and compassion towards you. But they didn't. And that is how you should know that, yes, they are dead inside. And again, yes, I believe that there is their karma. Because what is the point in experiencing this life if you can't even feel that? You can have all of the money, all of these different supplies, but what's the point if it doesn't even make you feel good? If you can't even enjoy it? If there's no emotional side to it? But yes, that's exactly how it is for them. And that is how it will continue to be for them. And you should know that, because they didn't care about you. And if they didn't care about you, they're not going to care about anything else. They tricked you. They did things that you did not want to do. They strung you along. They misleaded you. They mentally raped you. And I can tell you that someone like that is never going to have anything with anyone. If you have the ability to do that, to continue to engage in something that is undesirable or unwelcome to someone, and you understand the effects that you're having on them, that is a sign that they cannot experience true joy and fulfillment. Because if they could, it would have affected how they felt about you. So yes, karma is getting them right now, and they are never going to be happy. But you will. You will move on. You will heal. And you will find someone who can finally reciprocate that back to you. Everything you wanted, everything you needed, everything you dreamed about. And I'm not talking about anything unrealistic, because of course that was how we got involved with them as well. They sold us a dream. But it's not too much to ask, though. Just genuine love, appreciation and respect. Yes, you are deserving of that. And that was exactly what you gave to them. Which is why it's definitely not unrealistic at all for you to expect that from someone else. And you will get that. You will get that, and they will get their karma. And that's just the way that it's going to go. That's just the way that it's supposed to go. After everything you went through. Everything that you want, everything that you desire, you will get that. That relationship, that love, that family, that marriage. You will receive that. It all begins by you healing yourself. Taking back control of your emotions. Because as I said, like attracts like. And what you're looking for in this other person, you need to become that yourself. So you need to reconnect to your inner child. You need to find that innocence and purity within yourself again. And you need to take back control of your emotions. And instead feel more higher vibrations, more positive emotions. If you feel love, you will attract love. Just as I have done with my work. Of course, I feel love for all of you, for everyone who watches my videos. And I have received a lot of love in return. So there's proof that this is real. It works. And it makes sense. It's the way that it should be. If you have love, you will receive love. If you have hate, that energy is going to come back to you. Whatever you put out, that is what you get back. So make sure you put out something good every day. And that's really the message that I want to promote. I want to promote that doing righteous deeds, it leads to positive outcomes and results. I don't want to promote that you give all of your love, all of your devotion, and then you get nothing back. Not only because that sounds very unfair, but also because I know, I've been doing this now for over 5 years. I've talked to so many people, and I know that yes, the truth is what you put out is exactly what you get back. And I've seen it so many times before in my experiences where people who mistreated other people, they got back what they deserved. It came back to them eventually. And yes, you may desire to punish them, to take revenge, but you should not get involved. If you do that, it may affect their karma. You have to leave it alone and detach. Let them do what they're going to do, and then it will affect them. And you may not want it to affect them, but it's not up to you. It's out of your hands. This system of energy, this law of cause and effect, it will continue regardless of what anyone thinks or believes. It's just the way that things are. And it should motivate you. It should incentivize you to find love within yourself, to wish good for other people. Yes, even for these narcissists, we should wish that they find love and happiness. It's very unlikely that most of them will, but we can wish that for them as well. The odds are that they will just continue along their path. They will continue doing what they do and getting what they get. And they're never going to be happy with that. Just as they were never happy with you. Everything they did to you, it's like there was nothing that you could do for them to make them happy. Because they didn't treat you right, they didn't care about you. But yes, they will get their karma. And let that bring you peace of mind that yes, there is fairness, there is equality in this world. I'm sorry for everything that you had to go through with the narcissist. I know it isn't fair. It isn't right. No one deserves to be mistreated, misled. But things will work out for you in the end. If you just don't let yourself be influenced by their actions, because that can happen as well. Don't let it affect you. Continue to have that peace and love within yourself. Spend time in nature. Spend time around animals. Go for a walk on the beach, in the forest. Do whatever you have to do. Just don't let it get to you. Don't let it change you. Because unfortunately, yes, a lot of people in this world, they have been changed at some point. And they may have been changed a long time ago, or it may have happened later in life. And I know that because before it almost happened to me. Certain situations, they almost changed me as well. Which is why I'm so thankful that I have all of you. I have your support. Because yes, these things will come back to you. Whether you're doing something positive or something negative, it will come back. But yes, just don't worry about the narcissist too much. It should bring you peace of mind to know that they will get their karma. And if you believe, as I do, then you will feel no need to punish them or get revenge. Things are not going to work out well for them. I've seen it before, it never does. But things will work out well for you. Just keep practicing self-love. Have that sense of care for yourself. Because yes, you were mistreated, you were disregarded. Remind yourself that you are worthy. You are valuable. That's why they targeted you. That's why they took advantage of you. Because of course there's no point taking advantage of something that isn't worth anything. No one is going to do that. And yes, that's just really the message that I want to share with you tonight. And I hope that it motivates you to, as I said, find that love within yourself. Don't just go running off to someone else just so another person can sell you a dream. You're not going to find it there. You're not going to find this love, peace, and happiness in another person. It's within yourself. And when you find that within yourself, then yes, it will be like this natural attraction. You will feel that love in them, and they will feel that love in you, and you will love each other, and it will feel right. It will feel special. It will feel rare, and it may feel like something you have never experienced in your entire life, because yes, that is real. So yes, that's just it. That's just the message that I want to share tonight, and I hope it helps you. I hope that you can feel the love that I have for you, and it's why I make these videos. It's why I have to put this message out there every day, so that you can receive it, because I just hope that it does bring more love to you. Just as you wanted to bring love to the narcissist, and when you love yourself, yes, you will find someone who wants to do that with you. That very same love that you were trying to give, they will want to give that love to you. Now I'm going to go and get something to eat. Things are actually pretty good for me. Just enjoy my travels, exploring. Every day is just an adventure for me. The last 5 years have been incredible. I honestly never thought that my life would turn out this way. I thought maybe I'd just be stuck forever. I never thought that my life would become this adventure that I always wanted it to be. Because as a child I was very adventurous. I loved to explore. I was very curious about things. And now every day I get to learn new cultures and traditions. I get to explore new things. So yeah, life is good for me, and it will be good for you. Just give it time, take some time to heal. Don't just go running off into the next situation. That is not going to help you. It's just going to distract you from what you really need to focus on. So yes, that's what I advise for you to do. And as it did for me, things will get better for you. And I hope that one day you will message me, you will email me, you will tell me that my advice has changed your life, made things better for you. Okay, so thank you all for watching. 102 live viewers, please give this video a thumbs up down below if it was helpful for you. Let's get this message out there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Share and subscribe. And as always, I will talk to you in another video very soon.